In the journey of your baby's first year of life, you're going to witness astonishing growth and development. But how, as parents, do we actually know that our baby is on track with these critical developmental achievements, right? That is a question that we're asking ourselves. In the traditional medical world, these milestones really serve as markers for tracking a child's growth and identifying potential concerns and at an early stage in development. But with no two babies being exactly alike, many babies don't really reach milestones at certain months or when compared to others. Now, if this is a question you commonly ask yourself, you are not alone. So many parents want to make sure that their babies are eating, they're sleeping, they're pooping, they're moving, when and how much they really should be. Plus, these milestones are progressing to bigger accomplishments in speech, in socialization, behavior, and in learning. Now, my name is Dr. Eric Kurzinski. I am one of the chiropractors here at Adio Chiropractic in the Madison and Middleton and surrounding areas. Now, we focus on pediatrics, prenatal, and whole family wellness here in this office. Now, this video is for you, mom and dad, to use as really a roadmap to help ease any worries and know what to look for and how and when, and not feel overwhelmed, especially as a first-time parent, in how your baby is growing and developing along the way. Now, the most important thing we can share with you in this video is something you will absolutely not hear or have explained to you in a traditional pediatrician's office. That is this: the order in which your child goes through these milestones matter far more than when they achieve them. Meaning this: it is more troublesome for a child to skip a stage of development or miss a milestone altogether than it is to be slightly delayed. For an example, skipping crawling is more troublesome and more problematic to their overall brain and neurological development than being a couple months late. Now, like late in talking or walking and so forth. Now, before I go more in depth on this, please share this video with other moms, parents who you know need to hear this message. We are on a mission to change the trajectory that our kids are on right now. And that brings us to Isla. After Isla was born, it really became apparent to mom and dad that she had a side preference, always turning her head to the left while also struggling with really movement. Now, she had troubles really lifting her chin from her chest and experienced challenges with eating as a newborn. And this then resulted into having a flat spot on one side of her head. And her parents were just determined to really seek help for her, but felt really overwhelmed by the numerous appointments and lack of clear guidance that they had received. And at the age of 2 months, they took her to a physical therapist to address her torticollis that she had, who then recommended a helmet. However, they soon realized that physical therapy really wasn't effectively improving her range of motion in this case, and realized that a helmet would only provide a temporary solution without really addressing the underlying root causes that were affecting her movement in the first place. And after researching natural care remedy options for torticollis and plagiocephaly, which is flattening of the head, her parents decided to really give neurologically focused chiropractic care a try. And that's where we'll get into the science of that now. So let's dive into the science. Now, simplifying baby milestones into really two phases. Now, as mentioned above, we are more concerned with the order in which these milestones in these developmental stages happen and how well they are linked and how they're linked and coordinated together. Now, looking at all things on the calendar and by age helps us become aware of a potential challenge or developmental delay, but it does nothing to actually help us identify the root cause of the potential problem or development an action plan to really help get your baby back on track. Now, to keep it simple, the development of the nervous system happens in two primary phases. Phase one is what we call the foundation of development for your precious newborn baby. Now, phase one includes eating, which includes latching, swallowing, digestion. Then two, we got sleep, soothing, calming. We also got poop, right? The motility, absorption of it. And then we got the motor movement. So the milestones, head and neck control. Can they sit up? Can they roll over? Can they crawl, walk, jump? All of those things. Then we have phase two, which is considered the finishings and is the phase where the more advanced and complex brain and neurological functions come into play. Now, phase two consists of speech and communication, consists of socialization and play, consists of behavioral and emotional regulation, cognition and learning. Now, before these more advanced brain and neurological functions that are essential for your child's success in social and school situations can develop and function properly, the foundational basics must be fully developed and healthy. Therefore, if your child struggles with sleep, constipation, or immune health, they will likely stay stuck and delayed in their social, in their speech, in their cognitive development as well. Now, what are really the most important signs to look for that cause delayed milestone development? Now, with significant transformations happening quickly, it is helpful to really keep an eye on important baby milestones, but it is not the end-all be-all. As we started with, the most important component for optimal brain and neurological development in babies is not when they reach a milestone, as much it is in what order or sequence they do it. Now, it is more beneficial to closely monitor the following key signs in your baby, as they may indicate a softer sign that a baby's nervous system is really starting to work too hard and is at risk for falling behind developmentally. Now, that can be frequent stiffening, arching of the head and neck, and cranking, and excessive crying, difficulty standing, and this inability to really sit or stand independently by 12 months, even skipping crawling altogether or quickly moving from crawling to standing with a stiff and tense posture. Now, persistent struggles with sleep, digestion, immune function, excessive crying, distress, reduced eye contact, reduced smiling and interaction, and reduced imitating sounds. Now, where do these challenges really all come from? The number one factor that we see over and over again that really contributes to missed baby milestones is birth trauma. Again, birth trauma, which affects the crucial brainstem and cerebellum regions and their widely important role in developmental milestones. Now, birth is traumatic for your baby for numerous reasons, including the baby's position in utero, and the duration of the birth process or the birth interventions that are utilized, like C-section, forceps, vacuum. These all cause high levels of physical tension on the delicate tissues of the brainstem and the upper neck, which house what we call the vagus nerve and are responsible for the autonomic nervous system regulation and function and the motor tone and coordination, again, the immune system, digestive function, and so much more. Now, the impact of these various physical stressors on a developing infant's nerves and muscles in the head and neck area, in that upper torso, can be very significant. And this leads to what we call subluxation, which is often the most underestimated and overlooked aspect when considering developmental delays and neurodevelopmental challenges in babies and in children later on in life as well. Now, if your baby is displaying signs of colic, reflux, constipation, or is having a difficulty sleeping or eating, these are all indications that there is subluxation affecting your baby's nervous system. And when your baby's nervous system is subluxated and they are in this sympathetic dominant state, this fight and flight, that really stops and limits the development and the milestone progression. And this neurological imbalance is known as its own condition called dysautonomia. And as renowned cellular biologist and leading epigenetic researcher, Dr. Bruce Lipton, perfectly states, you can't be in growth and protection at the same time. So if your baby is stuck in sympathetic fight and flight mode, they can't also be in growth and development mode, which is by far is the most dominant mode your baby is supposed to be in and stay in for quite a while. Now, to close this video, how can chiropractic help? It all starts with finding out to what degree and where precisely within your baby's nervous system their tension and their subluxations lie. Now, we always start with an in-depth case history and examination of your baby, and also utilize our incredible technology called our Insight scans. Now, these scans take only minutes to use and are entirely safe and non-invasive and really help to find exactly where those areas of altered tone and tension are. Now, baby milestones can involve so much, and the rapidly developing brain and nervous system are quite intrinsic systems. Now, helping babies so early gives them the right sequence and momentum to really grow on in life. Now, you can always find more content on our blog, on our website, or on our social media, or if you are interested in finding out more and ready to get in, you can give our office a call at 608-824-0950 or send us a direct message. We are here to help you and your family.